I'm just gonna give it the old good old Trolls Almighty intro. That's okay with you.
Yeah, I don't care, man.
All right, let's do it. All right. Woo! Hey, what's going on, guys? Your boy Trolls Almighty here, and my voice cracked already. But today we are starting the first episode of our podcast. We are just going to be podcasting every Saturday. I'm just going to upload an hour or so. I think that's how we're going to do it. And we're going to section it out into a few different topics that we're going to come up with. We've already brainstormed a few before. But today we are going to be talking with Dalton. You can follow him at Bills That Jiggle. He's in my recommended. And if he wants to, what's your Twitter, man? Just whatever you want him to follow you at.
It's my my real Twitter. I got rid of all my, but at J Dalton Fay.
Okay.
At J Dalton FAY.
All right, it'll be on the screen. I'll post it on there. You guys can follow him there. It'll also be in the description. And like I said, he's also. I need to sit closer to my mic. God, what a terrible YouTuber. All right, but yes, he's also in my recommended page. So go ahead and go check him out in the recommended channel. So, all right, so. We've got a few different topics for you guys, and basically throughout this podcast, we're just going to kind of chill. It's going to be a one-take podcast. You're going to hear everything that we say. Well,
oh God.
I know now that I'm thinking about it, I'm kind of questioning it, but you can hear everything that we say. I'm going to get these up to Spotify, Spreaker, and iTunes, so you get them on all those platforms and YouTube every Saturday. So if you guys are excited for that, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the like button. I'm just kidding. But let's go ahead. Let's get into the first topic, man. Do you want to?
Hang on.
Okay.
One sec before we get into that. When you say Spotify, like, do you just mean a regular Spotify, or is there like a Spotify podcast section?
There is legit. You can just upload straight to Spotify now. I don't know if you knew that. But they changed their fuck. I can't remember the word.
They're like rules or whatever.
The regulation,
get stuff up.
all that stuff. So you can just upload straight to Spotify now. Yeah, it's
cool.
Crazy.
I did not know that, actually.
Yeah. I already would have done it if I wouldn't have been told not to, you know.
Yeah.
I've also got some crazy things in the works, guys, in case you're wondering what the whole dry spell was on the uploads. I've been uploading every day, and you might be seeing this on the day after, but what we're probably going to do is record 5, and then after that, we'll just keep pounding them out every Saturday, and I can't be phrasing like take me out of context.
Sunday.
You're gonna take me. I can't be saying pound. It's just gonna become a whole gay montage. Oh God! But anyway, all right. Did we get everything that we needed to get out of the way before we get into the first topic?
I think so.
All right, then let's go ahead and get into the first topic. Topic number 1. All right, is the Mandela Effect. Is it real? Let's talk about it. I want your thoughts on it, Dalton. Let's go ahead. Let's hear you first. Go ahead.
Alright, so I honestly believe that this is real, man. Like, because I remember back in the day when I was like 8, I was at soccer practice, and Bill, some dude that Trolls knows, like, can I call you Logan? Is that okay? All right, cool.
You'll be referring to me as Trolls Almighty, please.
But yeah, I remember Bill, which is somebody that me and Logan both know. He was our soccer coach back in the day, and I remember when Nelson Mandela got out of jail, and I was like, "Hey, he got out of jail," and we were talking about it, and he was like, "Dude, he's dead. Like, what are you talking about?" And I was like, "Nah, man. Like, he just got out of jail." So, like, I think that a lot of people, like, for real, believed he was dead. I feel like we should explain what the Mandela Effect is before.
Okay, so for everyone who is listening, if you're listening even after the fact, I might put some things on screen for YouTube. But for those of you who are listening who are not on YouTube, I'm sorry, but I'm going to try to explain it the best I can. All right, so the Mandela Effect is that Nelson Mandela, which some of you guys know, he was a huge civil rights movement guy for South Africa. He basically stopped apartheid in South Africa, but he was imprisoned. I don't even know how many years he was imprisoned. Do you know?
20 years, something like that.
20 years. But anyway, Nelson Mandela, a lot of people thought had died, but it was years. It was a year's gap. It was honestly, the percentage of people was insane. So the whole idea is that when the news story came out, a ton of people came forward and said, I thought this guy was already dead. And so the idea is that time travel, or at least I think that's what the whole idea is that the time travel has somehow shaped our reality now, and a lot of people have experienced it, and it's just changed something. So Nelson Mandela could have died years before, but because something, they went back, tried to save him, or who knows what what they were trying to do with the time travel or whatever, but something changed, and that's the whole idea behind the Mandela Effect. So I hope I said that. Did I do okay? Because I was just going off the top of my head, so I hope that was about right.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I know, I'm no expert, but as far as I know, yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah,
like,
no girls in the comments. We're just talking.
Yeah.
We're just talking out of our asses.
Yeah, we're definitely talking out of our asses.
Yeah.
We have no idea what we're talking about.
No, we're just talking right now. But personally, I think that the possibility of the Mandela Effect is very plausible.
Well, it's kind of like, have you ever seen the movie The Butterfly Effect with Ashton Kutcher?
No, but I'm definitely familiar with the butterfly effect.
So it's I'm pretty sure it's sort of similar to that. Like,
well,
you
if you change
something,
right,
then like it affects future events in a different way, and like stuff is just like flipped.
Right, it's like the Walking Dead games, the Telltale games, and there was that one. It was about Dawn, but it was like a horror game, and you could just do all these different things, and you could have all these different outcomes. Just multiple different outcomes and all that stuff at the end of the game, and it's all about the butterfly effect. And basically, the whole butterfly effect, just to break that down too, is if the butterfly flaps its wings, can it cause a hurricane across the world? Just because it's flapping its wings. So it's just about right. So it's pretty crazy, but I buy into it. I think that you have free will, but because of your choice and free will, you can change different aspects of your own reality. And the reality of even what's crazier is other people around you. You can change the world just by doing different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally crazy. Like, you can decide to drive out into the world, and that could kill you. Or you could sit home, and just chill out. Like, you could live longer. Like, who knows? You could have already passed your death day, but because you decided to do something, it changed your outcome. Like, that would be crazy.
That's actually part of like string theory too. I'm pretty positive. Like, with every decision you make, there's like another universe that's made, or that might be like parallel universe theory or some shit like that.
Well, I definitely believe, at least I kind of. I'm not trying to trigger war, but I kind of believe, like, I definitely think that there is a multiverse or something similar to that out there, because the multiverse, it just makes sense, There's definitely another parallel universe, and I'm questioning mirrors, first of all, for being a parallel universe. I'm just coming out with that right now.
Yeah, I think that, like, I don't know if you're, like, big into comics or not, but, like, the DC Multiverse Theory, like, do you know what that is?
No, but...
Oh, well, no, I would try and explain it, but I'm no expert, and I don't want to. But, like, I think that does the best of, like, describing it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think that it's the
easiest way to grasp it.
The concept that I like to think of is that the multiverse, that there's a universe out there, a parallel universe, where everything is the same, literally everything, but dinosaurs still exist. So there is a universe where that exists, and there's your universe where dinosaurs still exist and we don't even exist. Like, that's what I believe. Yeah. I think that I mean, literally any possible thing that you can imagine probably exist. It's crazy to think about it that way, but the universe is just so big. It's so infinite. We can't even fathom the size of it. Light years. I mean, that's just a crazy distance, man. But it's literally that. Oh, go ahead.
Dinosaurs. Sorry.
What do you think? Dinosaurs? That's all I got.
What do you think killed the dinosaurs?
What do I think killed the dinosaurs? Well, I'm honestly questioning... Well, let me tell you. I'm not sure what killed the dinosaurs. I'm not even sure about the history of the planet. Okay? I'm not even sure that everything... let's just say this. I'm iffy on evolution, okay?
Really?
Yeah. There are just certain things that I just cannot look past. And if you want to go back all the way to when it first started, and I went to I went to college for 2 years. Okay, so I know I'm just kidding, but listen, there are enfoldings of the cell membrane, and that's what they think caused single cell organisms to become multicellular organisms and even more complex organisms, and have like organelles on the inside instead of just the nucleus and all that stuff. So that's what they think. That's the biggest speculation right now, and of course it could work. I mean, there's a possibility, but there's just so much, man. There's just so, I mean, just the fact that there's something around us, a planet that you're living on. You're living on a sphere that it's incredible to think of how small we are. I just,
Like in comparison to the universe, yeah.
right, and because of that, I personally believe that there's no way it could have come from Big Bang, and we could have just come from the lightning cell, or from the lightning strikes hitting proteins, and or not hitting proteins, but causing proteins to form, with the amino acids and all that, and that's how life, all of DNA started and all that stuff. But
Okay, well, here's another question for you.
okay,
So you think it's like a miracle that we are here and that
Yes.
there's so many other planets and the universe is so big and how small we are.
Yes.
Do you think we are the only conscious species
well,
in
we
the
would like
universe,
to
like,
think that, wouldn't we?
in all of like existence?
I mean, it's obviously, I'll say it's plausible, but
Like the odds of there not being another
the odds
sentient
of there,
race.
right, the odds of there not being another life form, I mean, even if I'm gonna buy into what I even say I believe with the multiverse, I mean, there is definitely something out there,
Yeah, there has to be.
so I mean, I don't know if it was, everyone likes to say, oh, well, look at Mars. It was it was the planet we came from, and they shot a pod back here, and that's what killed the dinosaurs. And, I've heard that one before. I heard that on Instagram.
Really? I've never heard that.
Oh, you haven't heard that one before?
I've not
Yeah,
heard
they
that
said
one.
that Mars was the home planet. Yeah, there's a title. Title of the video: Mars was our home planet.
Mars was our
Conspiracy
home planet.
theory. But yeah, Mars. They say that Mars was the origin, and it kind of would make sense that if everything they used up all the resources on Mars, it would essentially become what it is, which is a dust planet. So if they did live there, and then they shot a pod back over here, and that huge pod, which carried quote unquote Adam and Eve, hit the Earth and just decimated the dinosaurs. Which, let's just say this, man. Like, the dinosaurs were fucking huge. Okay? Huge, man. The only things that survived were like the size of shrews. When that thing hit. That meteor, dude.
You cut out there for a second.
Oh,
I'm
I
not
did?
sure what you said. Yeah,
I said-
you said it the last second.
Okay, listen, I was talking about how, like, everything that was so big, like, you know how big dinosaurs were. They were literally the biggest walking land creatures
Right.
ever of all time. But it's also cool to think that the largest creature that's ever existed is alive when we are. The blue whale is actually the biggest thing that's ever been.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool as shit. You
Yeah.
can talk about the dinosaurs all you want, but look at us. We got a blue whale. But I think that the fact that it's crazy that dinosaurs, being as big as they are, all died off, and the only thing that lived was like the size of shrews, like mice and gerbils. That's what the whole lineage. The thing that I have against evolution, I don't know. I just can't buy into the fact that we came. Like, okay, well, here, if you buy into evolution, do you think that we're a species? Do you think we're an animal?
Do I think we're an animal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. So you don't put us above any other animals. Like, we're obviously at the top of the food chain. But when it comes
Right.
to life or death, situation, if the world went to shit, then we're just animals, and every man for himself. Or we're not like any higher, or just is there like an afterlife or stuff like that?
I mean, okay. I'm not really sure what you're asking me here, bud. Like, are you asking me if I believe in an afterlife?
Yep. Well, let's not talk about the afterlife. We'll save that one for another one. But
Okay.
let's talk about the fact that Well, I mean, what were we talking about now? Well, damn it. See?
Shit, we lost it.
We just lost it, dude.
It's gone.
Okay, we were talking
It's
about
gone.
the dinosaurs. I don't even know. We need to try to backtrack this train of thought because we'll be here 4 hours.
Yeah, we just went off on like a.
I mean, we're on like a 15-minute span of just talking about random shit. Like we started on the Mandela Effect, and I don't know how we got the dinosaurs. But
Somehow we got to dinosaurs and then the afterlife.
I have no idea. Oh, okay, that's what it was. Do you think humans are an animal? Okay, but would you put humans? Do you value human life over animal life? That's basically what the question would come down to. If you think that we're just animals, right? Then what makes us any better than, I don't know, a dog or a cat? You know, why do we?
Well, I don't think we're just animals. I think that we evolved from just an animal, and that's how we gained our consciousness. We evolved and got this intellect that allowed us to develop to the state we are today.
Well, the only... Okay. See, the idea of... The concept behind evolution makes sense, right? Survival of the fittest. But if that's true, and we've only been alive for 10,000 years, okay? That's about the time that modern civilization, quote unquote, you know, I'll say about 10K, all right?
Yeah.
10,000 years... And all this has happened, but it's been a blink of an eye when it comes to the world. Like how small we are, right? If you go back into time and you say, okay, the Earth is 4 billion years old. I mean, that is crazy, dude. The only problem I know that they have carbon dating. I know that they can look at the rocks. I know that they can look at the layers. Okay, I know all that stuff. The only thing that I have a problem with is who in the world has been alive for 4 billion years? Nobody, except for God, I guess, you know. But, you know, the whole eternity thing is, you know, an interesting thing, too, because what can be alive from the beginning and, you know, all the way to the end, and, you know, it's just a circle. I don't know. I don't like thinking about it because I could just go into the wormhole.
Need to be alive. It's just saying that like Earth has been a floating rock in space for 4 billion years.
Well, see the thing, but
however long, 400 billion.
Well, I have so many big ifs on how I see the world around me. Like I'm still iffy on evolution and all that stuff, man. I'm still iffy on global warming, by the way. I don't know what to think about global warming at all.
Really?
Yeah, well, what do you think about it?
I think it's real, man. I mean, I live in Kentucky, and we have yet to get a snow. And it's January, and usually we've had a couple around this time. Like, we haven't gotten... It's been 60 here.
Yeah, it's actually been fairly warm around here, and what I think is going to happen... Oh, excuse me. But what I think is going to happen is we're going to have a late winter, and it's going to come through kind of like the ice storm did. There's not a lot of... It was really wet, and then all of a sudden this cold front's just going to come through, and then a huge winter storm like Sandy, or, you know, like the ice storm that we got hit with is going to happen. I think something like that's going to happen. But
yeah,
because there's going to be some sort of balance. There has to be. Maybe. Because we are on... The whole reason we're in winter is because of the axis tilt and our orbit, the pattern of our orbit, where we're currently sitting in our orbit from the sun. So, you know, we're experiencing warm weather, but it's going to eventually balance itself out. It has to.
I mean, maybe.
Well, I mean, I'm not talking about global climate. I'm just talking about for, you know,
for us.
I've been talking about the next year probably.
Yeah. I don't know. I definitely think there's a climate. What's the word I'm looking for? Like not disaster, but climate rise.
Okay.
Or threat. I don't know the word. Can't think of it.
It's okay, man.
I think there's a problem.
I think we have a problem.
I think our carbon emissions are definitely way too high. I think we need to cut down on our carbon emissions.
Okay.
I mean, we are polluting the earth with greenhouse gases, and that is trapping heat. I mean, that's a thing. Now, at the rate people are saying it's happening, that might not be true, because there has been speculation on that. But I mean, in hundreds to thousands of years, it will be a giant problem for a generation to face. So if we don't cut back now, I think it might be beyond saving in the future.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Well, what do you think about the okay, well I was going to say, well, the first thing I was going to say is that there are more CO2 emissions from cows than there are from cars. So that's one of our biggest problems right now. I don't know if you're aware from that. Yeah, we have more CO2 emissions from cars, but cows. Just from livestock in general. I did not know that. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. When I heard that, I was like, that's probably the craziest thing I've ever heard. But you know, we have to feed these people, but it's only going to get worse.
I actually did not know that.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy, and people don't think I'm fake news or anything. I'll put like a link on the screen for those people on YouTube. Yeah, that's crazy.
I think that we are adding on to it though. With cars, you know, although, you know, CO2 emissions might be higher than cars, like with that on top of what cars add, that's a lot of carbon. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I'm not saying that it's the perfect situation, and the concept behind it does make sense. Like the science, everything around it, you know, it makes logical sense. I don't know the rate, like you said. I'm a little iffy on it. But the thing is that we're also coming out of an ice age, you know. So there's going to be some sort of, you know, it's going to heat up. I mean, if you're going to buy into the evolution and the fact that the Earth has been alive for 4 billion years, then you know there's been heating periods and cooling periods for the longest period of time. I mean, it used to be a lot hotter on Earth. There used to be bugs. Yeah. There used to be fucking dragonflies the size of hawks. Like fucking huge, man. And
is that true?
Yeah, that's fucking true.
Wow.
Fucking huge ass dragonflies. The size of hawks. And there was a thing called an arthropleura. And for anyone who watches the Jurassic World the game, hashtag shameless plug, videos I do. But the arthropleura, it was like a huge centipede. And it was like 6 feet long. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it's fucking huge, man. But it was
I do know that some scientists say that the Earth goes through like a natural climate change where like there's just a shifting of seasons for months. I don't know exactly why. Maybe because the Earth moves some way.
Well, it all has to do with
the sun,
the orbit, where we're at in the revolutions, where we're sitting at on our axis, our tilt, and the patterns that the sun heats the air in our atmosphere, because that's really what controls the Earth. That's really what controls the climate anyway.
Yeah.
You know, it's always, you know, there's
where we're at in relation to the sun.
That's why the equator doesn't really have anything. The equator's you go to the equator, there's no wind at all because there's no movement of air. That's really what wind is. So
pretty straightforward weather.
Yeah. So is that pretty straight? See, that's pretty common knowledge. All right, dude. All right, listen. All right, look. All right. I know we kind of ran over, but that was. I mean, we talked about the Mandela Effect for a little bit. I don't know how the flying we got onto this, but here we are. But I kind of want to get back on track because we're already about 30 minutes in. So let's go ahead. What we got for topic 2, my man?
Lizard people.
Oh, we're going to talk about the lizard people. It's actually something I'm not familiar with, so I'm going to let you fill us in. You can go ahead whenever you're ready, man.
Yeah. So, all right. I was going to tell you this earlier, but you told me to wait. And so, so in like I saw on Twitter the other day. Well, it was like a month or so ago. But in like the 1920s, there was this article released that there was this dude who believed that there were lizard people living like miles underneath California, and he got this grant from the city to start digging, and the digging never it lost the funding because I guess people just stopped paying attention to it, and so the digging never finished.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is just me rambling on at this point, but I think that the whole reason Elon Musk wants to build tunnels underneath California is to actually find those lizard people, because he is one of them, and he's planning to take over the fucking world.
Let me tell you, I watched Joe Rogan's podcast, and he had Elon Musk on there, right?
Yeah,
and he was talking about the digging of those tunnels, and they're like 100 feet underneath the ground, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking crazy.
I know.
But
Have you seen the pictures on Twitter?
No. He said they have a mile dug into it so far.
Yeah, dude, there's already people, like, driving down there. Like,
what?
I saw it. Yeah, I follow him on Twitter.
This is the future, people. That is crazy.
Yeah, but, like, he put a picture up the other day, and he dropped a Tesla down in there, and, like, he's adding on these parts to where they're, like, railroad. It's like a railroad down there where they, like, got wheels that pop out and, like, go on these tracks at the bottom of the tunnel, so you can travel at, like, 150 miles an hour.
Holy shit. That's amazing. It's like a bullet train, dude.
Yeah. And the Teslas can handle that because they're, like, so fast, dude. Have you ever ridden in one?
No, but
They're
it sounds amazing.
so fast. They're so fast.
Well, he said that they could go 60 in 2.2.
Yeah, man. They're, like, supercars.
Yeah, they're incredible. He also said that he could, like, legit make his car dance. Like, they put music on, they set it into the car, and it would do, like, a musical number, kind of like a ballet.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
what the heck?
Drive themselves.
Yeah, I thought it was crazy.
Drive themselves, man.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even have to drive it.
Yeah, dude, their technology is insane. Have you seen how, like,
so
it's all
crazy.
cameras, and it just literally eliminates the entire car? Like, that's the coolest idea I've ever seen. I mean, it works,
crazy.
too. Like, here, this one's for Elon Musk. There you go, buddy, because you're a straight genius. Oh, yes!
Shout out to the lizard man.
Yes, the lizard man himself. Well, dude, that would be a perfect segue, because Elon Musk is also the same dude who's talking about commercial flights to the moon.
Really? All right,
Yes.
yeah, I don't know anything about this.
Okay, well, listen to this. We are going to be able... I didn't know if you know this. Let's bring it back to dinosaurs for like 2 seconds. They're going to be able to recreate those in the next 5 years, okay? They've said that, scientists have. So, Jurassic Park, just saying. And then... it's definitely going to happen. They're going to have commercial flights to the moon where you can, like, go. It'll be legit just like a cruise ship, and it'll be like a huge, like, space shuttle, and you just go up there for like a month. I don't think it'll be a month. I think it'd be a few months. It'd be kind of like... I mean, it would be a vacation. You'd be gone, but man, I'd go up there.
To the moon, man. That'd be insane.
I'd go just to go out.
Yeah,
just say you could go out in space. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
Space is a fabric.
Yeah.
Space isn't. Listen, everyone wants to talk about space, but I heard this from my high school teacher. She was brilliant, and she told me that space is kind of like a mattress. And that if you put a bowling ball in a mattress, it'll pull, like, you know, if you put a marble next to a bowling ball in a mattress, that marble is going to fall next to that bowling ball, right? And that's everything that's happening with gravity. So space isn't really, you know, just space. It's not just emptiness. It's a fabric, you know, and we're all it'd be interesting. But it makes me think of the fourth dimension, you know, because we're obviously three-dimensional. But
I think it's weird that, like, gravity comes from mass, you know?
Yeah, like, why does something heavy pull something
have
else
its own
to it?
pull? Yeah, you know?
That's weird. That's crazy.
That's odd.
You know, like, why don't we have, like, paper clips orbiting us, you know? I don't know. We're not rotating, I guess, and they're not rotating.
Did you know?
Us, but...
Did you know that we have actually explored more space than we have the ocean?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, I think the ocean... I don't even want to talk about the ocean, because the ocean is insane.
Yeah.
How much life is in the ocean? I mean, we probably discovered maybe 10% of the life. That's just a guess. Who knows what's in the bottom of the ocean? We can't even go down there and look. But the day that they developed the sonar, if they'd stop being stupid, or they just don't want to show us, that's probably it. But
they just don't want to
you just shoot like an echolocation sound beam out there, and then you have a full mapping of the entire ocean. I don't even know why we need to go down there with cameras. You can legit just shoot a sound beam out there. But what were you going to say about the ocean?
I was just going to say, like, me and my roommates were talking about it the other day, because I think it's insane that we've explored space more than we have the ocean. But we were just talking about how difficult it is to actually explore the ocean.
I mean, it really is. You go down
Like, it's
there.
easier to go to space.
Yeah, well, or you have to figure out how to deal with, that water stacks every inch. Every cubic inch is more weight. Every cubic inch.
Just pressure.
Yeah, and it's just pushing down on you. I think it's insane, but they showed it on Mythbusters a long time ago, where they had that guy with the retro style, like scuba gear. You might have seen it, and it sucked his body. They cut off the water, like the air supply, so his suit wasn't inflated anymore, and he was down at that pressure, and it just sucked his body all the way into his helmet.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so what would happen is if you were even down there and anything like that happened, you wouldn't even drown, dude. Your body would just get instantly crushed. You would
just be that's so scary.
It is, but it would be a quick way to go, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, that would be nice.
Like, no one really talks about this, but people don't drown. People, did you see 2012, the movie?
I did not.
Oh, really?
Wait, yeah, I did.
Okay, I was about to say, dude, how did you not see 2012?
Brain fart.
It's 2019. You behind, but I'm just kidding.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, but you know how they have that big tsunami that comes through India and it drowns that guy? Or what, it drowns, but there's like a 200-foot wall tsunami coming through there. You know what I'm talking about? They probably wouldn't even drown. They would probably get killed by the pressure of that water. That's what I thought about.
Definitely.
It'd still be a terrible way to go, don't get me wrong. Drowning is probably my worst fear.
I've heard, well, actually, people have told me this, and I don't know how the hell they know, but I've heard it's euphoric, and I don't understand how they would know that,
Well, I guess that's the reason. You ever drown? If you or a loved one had met those, but I don't know. I guess it's the reason that like people like choking. Like I don't know. That's just their
thing. Yeah.
It'd be like,
maybe
because it's taking oxygen away from your brain. That's essentially what it's doing.
Yeah.
So it'd make you feel really lightheaded. So that might be the euphoria they're feeling. Kind of give them like a high feeling.
True.
I guess. I mean, I have no idea. Never drowned, so But
yeah, me neither. So.
Well, I mean, let me ask you this: if you were to die on the Titanic, which would you rather freeze to death or would you rather drown, like get pulled under and drown?
Drown.
Ugh.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I can't stand the cold. Like the cold, I hate it so much.
I just don't know. I don't know about breathing. I think I would much rather die freezing than breathe in water into my lungs. I don't know. There's just something about that.
I don't know. I think I'd just try and like at that point break my neck or something. I'd try and hurt myself. Or do something.
This shit, I'm out.
Yeah. I'd want to try and make myself not conscious.
Yeah. I mean,
like headbutt something before I fell off the boat or something.
Man. But that would be something to, I don't know how I'd mentally prepare for something like that.
I don't think you can. I think at that point you're just like,
we're just talking about drowning and I heard a huge fucking gulp.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's alright, dude. I'm gonna get a drink of water myself and maybe a little bit thirsty.
I should be drinking water. I haven't been drinking sweet tea.
Drink water. Stay hydrated.
Water is good for you,
calories. Kids. Doesn't make you fat. So how was the weather? But I don't know. I just don't know how I would react if I was ever in the situation of the Titanic. I never watched the movie, by the way.
What's your like best way to die? Like if you had to choose how you're gonna die, how would you die?
Okay. Let's do it like this. Let's do dumbest way to die, funniest way to die, and then coolest way to die.
All right.
So the dumbest way to die.
Dumbest, funniest, coolest.
Yeah, the dumbest way to die 100% would be like anything where you killed yourself accidentally. That would be stupid.
Really?
Yeah, I would. I would never want to be the guy known to accidentally kill himself.
Yeah.
So like look down a barrel of a gun, just being stupid, and then
Yeah,
So
like blow your face
yeah,
off.
exactly. That's something stupid like that. That's something that people would be like, yeah, that.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that would be dumbest way to die. Funniest way to die is when I go skydiving, because it's gonna happen at some point in my life. If I go skydiving and just splat first time I ever go, and then they would just be like, "Yeah, I told them not to jump out of a plane," because that would be the way to go. And then the coolest way to die would be eaten by something. Okay.
Really?
Now, okay, but think of it like this. Think about how cool it would be to be the guy who got eaten by like a huge anaconda.
Dude.
Like
No.
no.
So
Okay,
painful.
think about this. It would kill you quick. It squeezes the air out of you. But just so you know. But if an anaconda bites me, my mentality is it's him or me. Okay, I don't know how these people are dying to an anaconda. I'm chopping it. I'm fucking going at it.
So you're saying like just an anaconda?
Yes, or like even okay. Let me tell you this. I don't want to be killed by an anaconda. Let's say that. But after I die, if my body was fed to an anaconda, I'd be okay with that.
Okay. I don't know if that counts, but I'll take it.
Well, see, the thing is I don't want to be killed by an anaconda. But if I was being used, I mean, I don't want to be saying used, but if my body wasn't going to waste, okay? Because when you get put in a coffin, at least this is my opinion, you're technically just putting your body inside a box that's going to decompose anyway. Why not just use it for something?
I mean, yeah, I can see that.
Life on Earth is finite if you continue to use all resources and don't replant. That's why I always say I don't know why lumber companies don't replant trees, all that stuff. But if when I die, I want to donate my body to science, I'm an organ donor or something fucking cool. I mean, not these stupid. I don't want to put me in a coffin and bury me. You can make a dummy cast of me for like my family and then put me in there, but my real body, do something cool. Drag me behind a car on a rope and through town. Do something funny. I want to be, I don't know. I just don't want to be a waste, I guess. God, I get so deep. I don't want to be a waste of life.
Okay, but like, all right. So, what would be your funniest way of like dying, though?
The funniest way?
Yeah, because you said like you just want your body to be eaten by an anaconda. Like that would be cool, but you don't want to die by an anaconda.
No.
So, what would be your funniest way of dying?
Well, if let's just say this. Okay, let's get this out in the air before someone assassinates me. I don't want to die, okay, anytime soon.
Well, all right. Okay.
All right, because I'm talking about death. Like I would be like, think about how cool it'd be if I killed myself and then fed myself to an anaconda. All right, but anyway, I don't know. I just think it would be cool. Like whenever I saw Jurassic World and I saw that guy get eaten by that Indominus Rex, like when he first bit down. Like when he threw the fucking car out of the way and then he just bit him. I was like, holy shit, think about dying like that. Like that being your way to go. Like, believe it or not, that guy left me more of an impact than anything else in the movie just because it was so bone. It gave me cold chills when I first saw it because I was like, holy shit, they just ate him. They just chomped him in half on screen and showed it. Like, what the fuck? That is awesome. Think about how cool. I mean, you would be, because when that thing bites you, you're dying. Okay, you're not living, and it would be over quick. It would just be, and then you're good, dead.
Maybe.
I mean, it just.
I mean, people get their legs blown off all the time and still live.
Yes, but when it's like it depends on what it is. That's what I was about to say because tigers,
so you could be alive in that thing's stomach for a few seconds.
Tigers and lions, I don't want to be eaten. I don't want to be eaten alive. Let me say that I don't want to be alive and conscious going into a stomach ever. I don't want that because that would be fucked up.
God, that'd be so weird.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Because you would just be sitting in a stomach. It would basically just be a bowl, like a fish bowl, and you're swimming around in it, and it's all stomach acid. So exactly. Yeah, it's all stomach acid. And you're just burning through you, and you're just sitting there. Yeah, yeah, it'd be weird.
God.
Like that. Yeah, have you ever heard of those people that like swallow goldfish or like anything whole, really, like stuff like that? Just I don't know how I could do it.
Yeah, I watched it on I watched it a lot on a Twitter account or Instagram account I follow. Old Row.
4chan. I watched it on 4chan and Reddit. All those forums. But yeah, man, I would never. I don't want to be eaten by a shark. That's for sure. I mean, it would be cool to be. Yeah, it'd actually be. You would. They say that when you get bit. Okay, let me just say this. They say that when you get bit by a shark, you don't even feel it, because the teeth are so sharp, and it just pumps adrenaline. Whoa, that was a big P. Could you hear it? Could you hear it? Because it came through my mic. It was like, poof. Yeah, but that was funny. But I don't know. It'd be something interesting. If I got bit by a shark, it would definitely be a tiger shark. That'd be so clean.
Tiger shark?
Yeah,
Aren't those the ones that can swim in fresh water too?
No, those are bull sharks. Bull sharks have the most testosterone. Bull sharks are, I would say, the most dangerous to humans.
I mean, probably.
Well,
they're probably the most likely to bite people.
Oh yeah, they're fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear about the story of the bull shark that went up a river, a freshwater river, into I don't want to say the wrong state, but it was like an up north state, and it killed like a ton of people.
No, I didn't.
It was the base. It was honest. It was the basis for Jaws.
Wow.
Yeah, and it wasn't even a great white. It was a bull shark. It was just a real bull shark just going up, and it's fucking crazy, dude. They can live in fresh water like that. They're the only sharks that can do that. I think there might be one more shark. I don't want to spread any false information, because I think I did hear of one more shark that I could be wrong, of course, but it was at least a rumor that it could just live in fresh water. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it was fucking crazy. That was actually the inspiration for Jaws. It's insane.
That's wild.
Well, I think it's crazy.
Speaking of like movies that are like on or like based off a true story, have you ever read the real story of The Conjuring?
The Conjuring?
Yeah.
No.
Have you ever watched The Conjuring?
It depends. I don't remember. Is that the one where they have like the clap scene?
You cut it out there for a sec. What'd you say?
Is it the one with the clap scene where they're like in the basement stairs and then they clap behind her with the? I could be wrong.
I think that's a scene in there. I'm pretty positive.
Okay, well, I haven't seen that movie. I did see the trailer though. But what was the story behind it?
Like, do you know the Annabelle doll story?
Yeah, I do. I'm familiar with it, but I'm not gonna lie to you and say I know it.
Well, the true story about the first Conjuring is actually revolves around the two people that are like the demonologists. And I learned this in my like supernatural folklore class. But like that this is just crazy to me, because like the hauntings and stuff and like most of the stories and like the basis to the movie is like all real. Like so in the first Conjuring there was a witch during the Salem witch trials that lived I'm not sure where it was, but she hung herself, and in the movie, like that was the basis of the real haunting, and like that's like the two people, Ed and Lorraine Warren, are real people, and they actually went to the house and like exorcised the spirit and whatnot. It was wild.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Izzy, get out of the thing. Come here. Sorry, Izzy's getting into the trash. Can't have that. But yeah, that is crazy, dude. And I think that anything like that, paranormal stuff, that they base it on true stories, like Paranormal Activity, that's not real. But anything that's based on a true story, that's creepy. Do what? What was that, Optimus? Uh-oh. We might be hitting what we call it. Nope, there he is. He just came back. There we are.
Yep. Oh.
All right. But what was we were talking about the paranormal. I said Paranormal Activity. That stuff's not real. But anything that's based on a true story, that's cool. Like Poltergeist. Did you ever see that? It's kind of an older movie, but
yeah.
Cool. That's good. And
yeah,
it was
we
based
watched
on a true
it
story.
in there.
Wasn't it?
Do you believe in ghosts?
Do I believe in ghosts? I believe that when you die, you go to a different dimension. I believe that you access the fourth dimension when you die.
Okay.
If you don't believe the fourth dimension is time. I kind of do believe the fourth dimension is time, but that's just me.
Okay.
But, think about it. This is Neil deGrasse Tyson breaks this down. But when you're telling people, hey, you're going to meet you when? No, they don't say that. But like if you were meeting somebody in a building, right? it would be a certain width over a certain height, and you have to meet them at a certain time. Time is the fourth dimension because you have to meet them at that place, right? That third dimensional place, which could be an office, which could be literally we could drive to a spot in a third dimensional place, and I could say, hey, I'll meet you there in 3 hours. So that third dimension, that 3 hours, is the fourth dimension right there. I know I didn't explain that very well, but hopefully you understood what I was saying. Did you? If you didn't, I'll try to explain.
Yeah, I kind of follow.
Well, the thing is that time is supposedly the fourth dimension because I'm going to meet you in 3 hours, right? So we both understand that to be a place and a time, right? So so it's a three-dimensional place, but the fourth dimension is time, because we both understand that. That's when we need to be at that third dimensional place. So the fourth dimension is time. And once we can access the fourth dimension, it's just going to be like a YouTube scroll bar, and you're going to be able to go back and forth, past, future. Present.
So time won't be linear, it'll be...
No, time is linear. I think time's linear.
Time's linear now, but once you reach the fourth dimension, it won't be linear to you.
Well, once you reach the fourth dimension, your body's going to be...
You're going to be time, so you won't see it as linear. You could go at time wherever, whenever.
Right. I think that Interstellar got it pretty correct, actually. I think it'd be something like that. If you've seen Interstellar, the bookshelf scene. The scene that's the meme. But, it's definitely cool. Because I think that's kind of what the fourth dimension's like. And that's what time would be like. Because he time traveled. That's exactly what he did. He went back in time. But...
have you seen, I got that from Arrival. Have you seen that?
Arrival? I have not seen Arrival. That's the one that has the girl from Superman and...
Yeah. And the dude from Black Panther with the lazy eye. Washington?
I can't laugh at that.
I think his name's Washington.
I think I know who you're talking about. But that's crazy. Speaking of, I want to know. I want to actually. That kind of reminded me. I know we're gonna switch topics here, if that's okay with you.
Yeah,
I want to know what you thought of the newest Marvel movie. What do you think of Infinity War?
Infinity War. I actually watched it last night.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
For the first time?
No, it wasn't the first time. It was the second.
Okay.
But because it was the first time I watched it on Netflix, and then I went and saw it in theaters whenever it came out. But that was like a year ago.
Right.
Almost. I thought it was great, man. Me and my roommate were talking about it last night, and have you seen the original Hulk, in the 2008 with not Mark Ruffalo, but the guy before Mark Ruffalo?
The one with frickin' Hulk dogs.
Edward Norton. Edward Norton.
Oh no, that one. Okay, the one with the Abomination in it.
Yeah.
Yep, I've seen that one.
Where his dad becomes the electric thing.
His dad becomes the electric thing?
Yeah, because his dad pumps himself full of gamma radiation because he wants to become like the Hulk.
I have not seen that one.
Oh. Anyway,
I,
the Hulk right before Mark Ruffalo.
I know what you're talking about. The one where he lived in South America, and then at the end of the movie he ended up in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That one. So anyway, in the end credit scene of that, Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. comes in and he's like, "Hey, we're putting together a team," and we were just talking about how monumental that scene was to that it's come from just that scene to what it is now, the Avengers and the whole movie industry. It's so crazy.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this: Iron Man did it first. Okay, Iron Man was the first real, at least in my opinion, Marvel movie. The first real.
They killed it.
Yeah. And they got it right on the spot. But the thing is that with Marvel, it's always, and I don't know if you've caught on to this, but if you watch CinemaSins, I watch them a lot. It's always a hero, which is Iron Man. And then if you look at the villain of Iron Man, all he's trying to do is just emulate Iron Man. And all the anti-hero from Hulk was, or the antagonist from Hulk, was trying to emulate the Hulk. He was trying to be he was the Abomination by the end. And it's the same with, well, it's not really Thor. I wouldn't say Thor. But even Black Panther, was the exact. Had similar powers. It always comes down to an end scene. Even Ant-Man. Ant-Man's probably the biggest.
It's like their equivalent. Like
Right, they're the
polar
exact
opposite.
same fight. Yeah, they're on equal playing field the whole time.
Right.
Instead of
Right.
it being like Spider-Man fighting Rhino or something different like that. You
Right.
know?
Well, Spider-Man has Venom.
Yes, that's true. Spider-Man has Venom and
Venom's like
yeah.
the equivalent of Spider-Man.
I didn't even watch Venom.
I didn't either, honestly. I heard it was terrible. I heard the accent that they gave. I forgot his name.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, because like he has a sick accent, like in real life, but the accent they gave him was just like terrible.
I want to do it. I was born in the darkness.
Yeah. Oh, it's so bad. So bad. I gotta say though, like
That's pretty good.
I'm a bigger DC fan than I am Marvel.
Really?
But I hate the DC movies. Yeah, just because I've actually read the comics of both of them. I like the DC universe so much better than the Marvel because to me it's much more in depth with like the multiverse and stuff. But like the Marvel movies are so much better. I gotta say the DC movies fucking suck.
Well, I think that the idea behind at least some of the concept of the DC things are a lot better. I think that the idea that Superman is an alien that comes from another planet, he looks just like us, is, I think that's plausible.
Yeah. I like a lot of people. A lot of people are just normal humans, which I think is dope. Like Batman. Batman's just super smart.
I think that's so plausible. I think that's so cool that he's just a billionaire. He's got a ton of money. I guess he's kind of like Tony Stark of DC.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's just...
And he has a suit too.
A really good detective, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I would say that I identify most with Batman on DC, or I like Tony Stark the best on Marvel for sure, but I've always liked him. I don't
honestly, Thor's probably my favorite Marvel character.
Really?
Yeah, I really like Greek mythology.
I like the mythology behind it, but it's a little bit...
It's not really Greek, but you do find out that Loki is like actually Ares' son.
Yeah, but
like the God of War.
I think that it's just odd, at least in this universe, the way that it works. I don't know. I mean, if we're talking about, I like the history of Earth, where it's got the actual like Thor, the Vikings, everything that goes back in that. I think that's cool as shit.
Yeah.
I'm still, I don't know. I think some of the stuff they try to put together, and don't get me wrong, I love all of the movies, okay? But some of it is kind of cheesy. Some of it is.
Yeah.
Some of it's forced.
Be,
yeah, some of it's forced, but they have to do that because when you're trying to put in like 12 different plot points from like 14 different movies, then you kind of have to compact it a little bit, and a lot of it has to be cut, or otherwise.
What would you say? Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, otherwise every Marvel movie is just gonna turn into The Sound of Music and be like 6 hours long.
Dude,
like this one just got. I mean, it just got everything. That's the way that we're going anyway. I mean, movies are getting longer. We're splitting them up into parts. It's just gonna go to where you're gonna get. It's just gonna be like the old days where you pay for like movies and you can go like get an intermission and you can go back in.
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna go towards, because when you think about it, back in time, if we just go back in history even more, Shakespearean time, that's kind of what plays are anyway. That was the first form of entertainment, really. And you would have like this really long first act or whatever, and then you'd have an intermission, and then it would just finish. But that's exactly what movies are going to become, and I'm surprised it hasn't done that already. Oh, hey, he's back. Oh, rip, there he goes. All right, guys. If he can come back, is he there?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, that was almost a big rip. I didn't know what I was gonna do right there, dude. But I said we would leave it uncut, so I was gonna have to sit there and ramble for probably who knows
a while.
Well, I mean, it's 55 minutes, so we got about 5 minutes to wrap it up, because I want to keep these to about an hour, just so you guys know. I didn't cover it. I probably should have covered it earlier, but just to cover it now, I'm gonna do these for about an hour each time. And I'm going to upload them, like I said, to Spotify, all the different platforms, of course. Links will be in the description. And I wanted them to an hour just so I can keep them good with the YouTube algorithm, because the YouTube algorithm doesn't like YouTube videos to be too long. They don't mind a decent amount of time. So I think an hour would be just about right. At least that's what we're hoping for anyway. We'll see how it goes. So
I mean, for a podcast, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, oh dude. Listen, I could sit here and talk for hours.
Joe Rogan's are like 3 hours.
Oh yeah, I know. I could sit down and watch, but honestly, I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind sitting down here and talking for 3 hours. But the only thing is that YouTube algorithm is just a little weird. If there was another platform, I know that he gets a ton of views, but he has a fan base. So
Yeah.
you know, just kind of building it up. I kind of want to keep it about an hour, and you know, hey, who knows what will be 100 fucking podcasts in? You know, it could be fucking. Who knows how many downloads, or we could be right here at 12.
Yeah, maybe we'll be able to sit beside each other by then.
Yeah, that would be sick, dude. I want to have a nice setup.
That'd be dope.
Oh, dude. It's something, I'm not going to copy Joe Rogan's, but I want to have at least something where we can sit down and have cameras, you know, to where we can see our faces, because I think that would be cool. Right now, I've just got background gameplay in. And it's just been playing this whole time. It doesn't have any audio, and it's just been us talking. So, at least that's what I think I'm gonna do with it. I'm gonna have just background gameplay, and just let us talk over it, because I like that best. I mean, it's a gaming channel, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's a dying channel. Let's be honest.
It's been progressive. It's been progressive.
Well, see, the thing is, man, is that I'm 30 subs away. Just so you guys know, 30 subs away from having 1,000. Like, that's crazy. I never thought I'd do that.
That is wild.
I mean, it won't. I could easily get 30 people to subscribe, but I don't want to force people into, you know, I mean, like, my friends and family, like, hey, go sub to me. But, you know, it really does mean a lot that you guys, I mean, that's really, let's just get all sappy right here at the end of the podcast, okay? That's really, I want to thank you guys so much for all the support that you guys have given me over the years. I know I've been doing it for a long time. And even Dalton's been doing it for a long time. Shit, go check out his channel, dude, and it'll be just like from when we first started.
Dude, I don't even upload anymore.
I know, he doesn't. But who knows if you got enough subs, would you upload more?
Probably not, man. I don't have time for it with school. Yeah,
you
with
wouldn't
school.
even, okay, but would you stream Fortnite if you could? You can stream straight from
If
your
I
place.
could stream Fortnite, I definitely would. And I think I might, because I'm moving into a new place next month, and I'll have my own room and like my own bathroom and everything. So like I'll have a desk and everything. I can set up like a PS4 once I get my job, and yeah, I'll be good.
Well, see, that would be perfect, because then we could probably record some Fortnite for sure. At least I could for us, you know. And he could stream it. And just say it one more time for everyone who didn't see it the first time. Can you say your Twitter for me one more time? And I'll put it on the screen as well, and it'll also be in the description. But just say it, because we will have listeners that will not be tuning into YouTube. So let's just make sure.
Yeah,
we got it.
I don't tweet a lot, and it's just my personal Twitter. I say a lot of dumb shit, but it's at J Dalton Faye.
J Dalton Faye. All right, you guys got it. Also, want to tell you guys, I'm just gonna finish it out saying on this. We're gonna be starting on Spreaker. Spreaker talks about it. You know, it is the podcast thing. At least from what I've learned. I've never done a podcast before. This is my first podcast. So I hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to be bringing you 4 more after this. So we'll probably bring out about 4 more. And why do I always bring it back to bed? It's always got to be sexual. Shit. It's the male patriarchy. That's what it is. It's the patriarchy. Oh God, I can't say that. But I don't know about you, dude. What do you think? You think we should? I think we had a good one. I enjoyed it, dude. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I was kind of iffy about it. I was like, I've never done one before. I'm not gonna do well. I was honestly kind of nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
I was too.
But you know, it really wasn't that hard. I actually really enjoyed doing it. I can't wait to do another one, honestly.
I was afraid, since like we hadn't spoken like voice to voice in a while.
Yeah, I know.
We would be kind of like off, but I think we're good.
Voice. Oh yeah.
I mean, we really just text, honestly.
Yeah, it really is true though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you get busy.
Yeah,
you know,
college life.
Really, yeah. But anyway, guys, we want to thank you guys so much. Be sure to check out all the links. We'll have a ton of links down below. You can check out music, links to Twitter. You can go check out his channel as well. We'll have everything.
Send money to a broke kid over then.
You just went straight up off this. It said send money to a broke.
No. It just got out. I meant to say broke college kid.
Oh,
I meant to say
okay,
broke
okay.
college kid.
Yeah, help me out, man. Help me out. We're starting to GoFundMe today.